Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Small. I'm the Unconventional Attorney. Today I want to talk to you about not freestyling until you've mastered the basics. Before I get to that though, I want to remind you, if you are not subscribed to the world's greatest law firm owner newsletter of all time, you can go to unconventionalnewsletter.com and you can sign up for free. Every Sunday I will send you some words of wisdom, Shanta, some things of that nature that I don't really talk about anywhere else. It's a written form, so it tends to be sort of a little bit more in depth, a little bit more thought out, since I just turn on this camera and start talking often. So go there, unconventionalnewsletter.com. Today, I want to talk about something that pops up again and again and again. And I see it a lot with sanctuary members, only because they talk to me and they provide me with feedback about what's going on with them. And I often will hear a lot of frustration from sanctuary members. I'm doing this thing and it's not working. How come, I did this thing that you said and it's not working? And, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes, to begin with, you just haven't done it for long enough, okay? This game of law firm ownership success is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, unless you're coming into this thing with a ton of money, a lot of capital where you can just start advertising, you just gotta buckle down. Okay, you gotta play the game. It's gonna take you a long time to get to where you want to be. Hopefully, you can get to where you can eat comfortably relatively quickly, but you're really not gonna feel like you're there for a while. I don't feel like I'm there yet. I feel like I have a long way to go, and I know I'm doing a lot of stuff, but what I really want to talk about today, not the long game. I didn't want to talk about that consistency aspect of this. I wanted to talk about the amount of times that I hear people say, I'm not doing this thing, or I'm doing this thing, and I'm not seeing results. What's the deal? I'll give you some examples. When it comes to content like this that I'm creating right now, I'm a big proponent of everyone creating videos like this for your law firm, teaching some things, and then sending it out to the world. I had somebody email today and say, hey, I've been making some videos. I'm just putting them on Facebook, but I'm not getting any clients. What's the deal with that? And the deal is, I don't suggest that you just make videos like this on Facebook and that's it. I suggest an entire process that involves creating a video here on Facebook, sending it to YouTube, creating a podcast, sending it to Instagram, sending it to LinkedIn, putting it on your website, and then if you want the extra boost, to then advertise it and push it out there on Facebook into the world with money. And if you don't do those things, then you're not going to see the results that you want. This is where that idea of mastering the basics before you go freestyle comes in. If you go and watch basketball players, they don't start out dunking. I'm coaching my 3-year-old right now, my 5-year-old, and my 7-year-old. And I'm just trying to get them to dribble right, to execute a bounce pass, to shoot with correct form, to know how to jump stop and pivot, right? How to play defense with good fundamentals. And they're going to practice those fundamentals for a long, long time before they learn how to pass it behind their back, before they learn how to dribble between their legs. The same concept that applies to sports, to music, to writing, to anything, also applies to your business. You need to follow the basics. You need to find someone that knows what they're doing. I'm not going to be saying anything, but if it's a podcast, I'm pointing at myself right now. That's gone through the fire. That's got some experience. That knows what they're doing, and do exactly what they say. Don't make a video and just put it on Facebook. Don't make a video and put a bunch of cover art on it and a bunch of B-roll and a bunch of other things that aren't sort of prescribed in the video. Start like this. Say who you are. Teach a concept, tell people how to get in touch with you, and do that over and over and over and over and over again. Don't deviate from the plan until you've done the plan enough times that you can feel comfortable knowing what you're doing when you deviate. And even then, don't deviate. Like if you guys listen to this podcast regularly or watch these videos regularly, what you can notice is that it's the same formula every single time. I say hello, I tell you to subscribe to the newsletter, I teach you what I'm teaching you, I tell you to subscribe to the newsletter again, I remind you who I am, and I say goodbye. And that has led to a tremendous amount of business, both here with you law firm owners who like to come in and hang with me, thank you, and with my law firm. Law firm is doing as good as it's ever been. Literally, I'm as busy as I've ever been. I just emailed a guy today to ask him to meet with me, an attorney, to talk about joining the firm, right? But the way I got there is the way that I'm suggesting that you get there. This concept that I learned with this content is not something that I just made up on my own. It's something that someone taught me that used it to make a ton of money on their own, okay, outside of the law. I just take what we do and I apply it to concepts that we as law firm owners can use and implement. But too many of you out there are cutting corners or are trying to freestyle before you get the basics down. All right? So if this is you, stop doing that. That's what this video is about. That's what today's lesson is to get you to really just try what people are suggesting for a long enough time to allow it to work. When it comes to this video content, I would suggest that you do it for 6 months at least. It just takes time. When it comes to Google Ads, I had somebody tell me that they were grumpy that they spent a lot of money on Google Ads and they weren't sure what happened. And, they didn't go all the way through the training. It's like, well, I'm sorry, but you have to go through the training, and follow the directions. And here's the other thing too, by the way. If you get stuck, if you can't find the answer to something, don't just quit and don't just guess. Go to this place to find everything that you need. Google, right? I go there constantly, probably 100 times a day for everything that I'm thinking about, right? I had this question about the carnivore diet today. I went to Google. I had a question about the procedure for appointing a successor personal representative for a personal representative that has died. I went to Google, and everything is there. Okay, so when you get stuck, go to Google, but don't freestyle. Follow the program, follow the suggested path, and you'll be surprised at what happens. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, well, everybody follows the suggested path. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be different. The fact is, no one follows the suggested path. By not following the suggested path, you are doing what everyone else is doing. And the reason that no one follows the suggested path is because it's difficult. It can sometimes be boring. It is uncomfortable. You're doing something that you haven't done before. It's important to remember that all these things that you are learning, all these skills that you are acquiring, you're new at all of them. So it's just like my 3-year-old that's learning how to play basketball. It takes him weeks to learn how to dribble. He doesn't feel bad about it. He just gets out there and throws the ball around. And that's what you need to do with some of this stuff. Just make some videos, follow the process, throw them around. No, it's not going to be perfect, but be okay with that. That's it. So stop freestyling. Stop learning a concept and then doing something different. Stop learning a concept and then tweaking it just a little bit. Learn the concept and repeat the concept exactly, right? Make a video like this, send it to your podcast, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, website, over and over and over again. Follow the same formula. Introduction, call to action, story, call to action, outro, right? That's what I'm doing every single time. Teach people what they need to know, be nice, smile, and the sky's the limit. All right, everybody? Good. I wanted to bring some fire and brimstone, but that's just not really who I am. I'm too nice. But I want you guys to be successful. I'm rooting for you all, but you have to do the work and you have to do it right. Okay, that's it. Once again, I'm Christopher Small. I'm the Unconventional Attorney. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you are someplace that you can subscribe, please subscribe. If you have a question or comment, please leave it. And if you if you're not a part of the world's greatest newsletter of all time, go to unconventionalnewsletter.com and subscribe. It's free. It's amazing. And you might just learn something. Okay? That's it. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Go out there into the world and be successful. You can do it.